Yeah, I feel like Ultra Prime are definitely going to be playing a little bit more fast and loose. And remember, we are on 13-11. We are on the new patch where, after a while, you can start to share the buffs. That's where I feel like something like a Nocturne can definitely shine. Having access to that red buff alongside your AD carry, which normally you just wouldn't get past, you know, that 15, honestly, 20-minute mark. Going to be very curious to see if that does have a lasting impact in this game. But we are going to wait and see how both these teams fare up. Both desperate for a win, both looking to try and get their season back on track as we sprint the marathon that is the LPL. We are jumping onto the Rift for game number 1 of this best of 3. It is day 1 of week 3.
He has been sitting there waiting to go for ganks, covering for his lanes, and that's exactly what you need when you have this kind of setup.
Oh, Yao. Don't know if you want to do that just to pull forward. He may have the flash here. He will flash forward, though, but you've got the Calibrum, and this is the aggression you were talking about, Ulk. You wanted to see this Ultra Prime team getting themselves advantages in the early game, and they've done just that. Things were so important. We'll have a quick look at the replay here. And again, this is just Yao kind of not respecting it, thinking he had more protection than he actually did.
Magnetic hooks at this point, and one of the kind of important things when we're looking at this bottom lane and this support matchup is Yao by himself is not going to have a lot of resistances until that Aftershock is proc, but all the damage had already been done. He has his few conjugal visits. He's getting the stamps in his passport. He's like, doggo, you good? All right, cool. I'm going to go look for a couple of roams. Here comes that potential dive that we've been setting up. They have the Rift Herald. Here comes the ult.
Yeah, they go for the ult. Yao does not get his off in time, and they will be able to jump onto him as well. Perfect tanking from Sword Art means that Doggo and Ning can get themselves 2 kills underneath. Oh, no! Doesn't quite hit the Q, and Ning means he's able to flash away. They've got the Gravitum and a hook. Can they really take him out? They're just dodging him out so much. Tick, tick, boom! Sword Art picks up a kill. A perfectly clean dive from Ultra Prime.
It's usually just around team fighting. Hey, can this team protect him? And this was just, like you said, a perfectly played dive. Every single bit of CC, every spell felt intentional. And this turret juggle was beautiful. A masterclass even. As Beishwan, honestly, my heart goes out to him because this was such a close kill for this Vi.
And you can see what he lands that Q, he's able to follow up. It doesn't matter about anything else after that. And the fact that Ning and Sword Art still go out with probably single-digit HP is just insane.
They know.
Prime's
they know how
coaches,
cheeky that was.
They know what's going on. Top of him, he will get CC'd out. But
landed.
Now he flashes away, does get knocked back. Every single ultimate under the sun has been used, and Forge is still walking away from this.
Way.
They haven't killed him off just yet. He's got the energy, but does he have the cooldowns? Forge still moving forward, does get hit by the Q, and finally gets cleaned up. But you just use 3 members of your team on bot side just to get 1 kill. That meant Doggo had free reign to push in even more of those turret plates in mid lane.
For getting rid of this mid, Ning goes in.
Yeah, Ning goes in, but unfortunately for him, he gets caught by the traps, and that puts him underneath the tower, which does get taken out here at the end by Ultra Prime. We will see Beishon going forward on top of Sword Art, who does get a nice ultimate down. They're actually 2v4ing this right now. It's insane. This Aphelios was left unchecked and unprompted to go for all this kind of damage. TT felt like they had an opportunity, but they weren't able to make anything out of it.
Thundertalk have to be feeling uncomfortable. I know we've been talking a lot about the Aphelios in this game as we get to take the replay here. 1xN able to live. You get to see some of the strength of this composition and able to use that flash there to survive. Also grabs the teleport out of Yukao, so no summoners there for a mid laner.
Yeah, no summoners available. And again, just really smart of Sword Art to recognize, hey, look, 1xN is so low here. He can't walk up and kill me, and Yukao's too afraid as well. So really smart play coming out from the Ultra Prime. He's got the Black Cleaver. He's putting in some decent move. A flash in. And they're going to try and TP on top of this one as well. It's a minute till Dragon. You've lost your TP here from Hoya. This is scrappy as hell right now. Both teams try to just kind of get themselves advantages. And it's honestly, it's TT kind of trying to find these opportunistic picks because they know, I think, in a straight 5v5, they lose. It's going to be difficult really as Forge looks to try and make sure he can be on that backside. Level 12 now on the Akali with that Rocket Belt makes him such a massive threat. 1xN was pushing out that wave in mid lane to try and get priority. Dustbringer does come down to try and poke everybody away. The Dragon taken very low. They're going to jump in on top of Yukao. They're going to try and see if they can go for the fight here. The paranoia is good. They've jumped straight in on the Aphelios, but Doggo's got himself a stopwatch, which is perfectly timed. He flashes. He's trying to keep himself alive. He just about does go down. Finally, the Dragon gets finished off, but now TT are 100% on the retreat because they know they cannot take this fight. They will lose so many more. 3 for the favor of 1 in favor of Ultra Prime, and they get themselves the soul point.
Of the fight. As we take a look at this replay, Sword Art going for that early hook, finding UCal. He is getting the MVP vote for this game, I swear. There's no way people are not going to be grabbing it for him. And UCal's just not able to do anything in this fight, not able to put down that damage and be a big Azir threat that we tend to see.
Yeah, and the fact that Doggo kind of does a little bit of a UCal cosplay right there and keeps himself alive for so long. The fact that UCal doesn't die, to be perfectly honest, is an achievement on its own. I thought it was a 4 for 1, but it was actually him getting out right on the backside of this one here.
Thunder Talk are going to have to be getting extra desperate. They need to be looking for extra plays. The teleport's in.
They're going to teleport in because they know they can get almost everybody up with this ultimate here. You can see that the Jinx trying to just put herself down, put down the damage as best as possibly can. Knocked right back into the graceful arms of Doggo, who picks up a beautiful kill. And this is Ultra Prime just absolutely slaughtering TT. This isn't even look close. We came into today just before we went live and I said it might be a bit scrappy, it might be all over the place, but Ultra Prime are smashing TT right now. Doesn't even need the Hex.
Got the blast cone.
Here we go. We're going to go for a fight now. They're going to jump in with the Galio, try and see if they can take out Doggo, and they will. There's 2 kills straight off the bat. Forge looking to try and jump onto the Jinx, but misses the Shuriken flip, still goes in on the perfect execution. One more auto. He just doesn't use it. Not quite sure why Forge holds on to that auto there, but 3 kills back to TT. It's still a little bit early. I don't know if they're going to be able to try and defend this Dragon, but you can see TT now happy with that. They should be able to get this one and wait another 5 minutes for that soul. Again, gives them time towards this Jinx. Have a look at this one here, because again, it's just really well played from Beishwan, who gets himself right on top of Doggo, who just hasn't got a chance.
Yeah, and this was part of that follow-up engage that we've been, hopefully we were thinking we were going to see for most of the game, and it's that engage from Vi. Goes in with the Vault Breaker and is able to stop that Aphelios, and it just one last auto attack. It reminds me of Hung versus Ultra Prime, where he went for that dive and it was just one last auto attack on the Viego. It just cancels, like, no! They can grab at least a few minutes here. Sword Art.
They're going in on Hoya. They don't care right now. Sword Art just finds himself an opportunity.
Wait a minute.
Though is so low, uses a stopwatch to stop the zap from going in. They're going to try and keep him alive as best they possibly can. The Galio ultimate to try and jump on the Doggo, who does get caught out. He shall pay for the sins of his jungler. And it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but a big thing there is that Ultra Prime just lost 2 of those stopwatch, or sorry, a stopwatch and a GA that we just talked about.
Machine, do you think it's going to happen? You think we're going to get this?
It's the LPL, man. I don't know how to tell you this. It ain't over till it's over, like.
For sure. I mean, yeah, until that Nexus goes boom, there's literally anything that can be possible, but Harry's staring way too long under this turret. Just have the flash available for him. Yeah, you should be able to grab this.
Yeah, I don't know if he... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if they want to fully commit to it, because they would like to go back and spend a bit of that gold, but... I mean, it's getting a bit risky right now for the side of Ultra Prime. Doggo, who could do no wrong, kind of getting caught out quite a few times right now. And this is a great opportunistic moment here to try and take out Hoya, because they recognize he's actually just half health from Doggo just poking at him.
Yeah, we thought, hey, as soon as you got Hoya, this should have just been the turret. But the Aphelios ult does go wide, and Ning, he has a lot of HP and not a ton of resistances. So 1xN, unhampered, literally no one auto-attacking at this point, while Beishwan knocking the Aphelios into the Galio ult. And not only did he grab this kill, but they also had the objective bounty on the turret, so TT here is a win for them. They're pushing in onto this bot side. They already got the teleport out, but they need to be very careful. They just now have gotten vision of Beishwan, and it looks like they're going to try and make this engage.
Kind of. They're looking forward. Forge just getting himself on the backside. They're going to try to use that paranoia, the nighttime, to try and make it work. Hoya flashes away. He's going to be the one who gets taken most of the damage right now. Shuriken flip lands onto Yao, but nobody's gone in. There's a hook. It does land on the UCal. That could be huge. Zordar is going to be the first one to fall, you would imagine, as 1xN gets jumped on the backside.
Forward.
Never mind, it's not 1xN, it's Hoya. And 1xN is untouched right now. Flashing forward as the Jinx is Doggo in a 1v3, trying to see if he can do Aphelios things, but he just can't finish them off. The UCal taking out everybody else, and now Forge left all on his lonesome. 3 kills for TT and Ultra Prime. They had everything, Ulk. It was all going so well, but now the late game has arrived.
The kingdom is crumbling around Ultra Prime right now, as their AD carry has finally picked it up. 1xN, that flank from Forge was looking good, but he didn't actually apply any pressure. He went to go in, and 1xN, he says, the only way out is in. I have to go forward. I have to flash forward, Gale Force into the opponent. Otherwise, there is going to be no option for me to live. We can check that out in this replay. A lot of ultimates going wide. Ning not able to get right into the back line, and while we were waiting for Forge to really do anything, everyone at home, take a look at what XN does around this entrance from mid lane. Forge tries to go in, and he just walks straight into Harry and Doggo.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea from Ultra Prime. You can see what they're trying to do, but
yeah,
when your only real engage is kind of either Sword Art landing a God Hook or Ning going in on this, that's kind of what you're left with in terms of the options available to you. Now, we're coming into this fight, though. This time around, very few flashes available across the board. Actually, pretty much everyone except for Beishuan and Sword Art waiting on those one. Actually, Forge has his one as well. As we see now, the Dragon getting taken very, very low.
Oh, we're just doing this.
50-50. We're going to flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. Do they want to try and make this one work? They're going to turn him off. Finally, they get the soul done. But is it going to be enough to try and take this fight? Doggo gets jumped on and gets taken out. 1XN is now going crazy on these fights as he's left completely unsupervised. UCal trades back in the mid lane against Forge, but it's a 4-for-1 trade. I mean, this could be the game. They're looking for the mid lane.
Yeah, they had a mid-wave here, and they have another one coming in. Ultra Prime, you got the Dragon Soul, but it's just not going to matter. TT, they said, that's a cool early game lead. Well, guess what? We're playing for late game. We're playing for scaling here. We've got our Jinx. She got excited. They popped off. Thunderdog are going to take game one here.
That's it. That's all that she wrote. And, I mean, what a wait for this to turn around. Ultra Prime held everything in their hand. For the first 15-20 minutes of this game, it was perfect. But TT, they held their own. They knew they could come back if they could just wait for those late game team fights. And once they got there, the throws from Ultra Prime were just immaculate, and TT were graciously catching all those balls.